Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see, we're messing with the sawmill today. What we've got here is some red oak we just sawed. This is 1 inch thick boards, various widths, and we will use that for like I said, a project we got coming up. It's my son a hunting blind basically, and we'll use that for siding for that. And you can see some of these boards, you know, that's 13, 14 inch board. Some of it's pretty good, some of it's not, but that's awful good material for what we're going to use it for. But this is a salvage operation, so we're that's what we're working on. So good thing about what we're sawing right here, this pile is only red oak. We got other species, other logs that we've got to work up. We've got to get some out. We'll take you guys along for that, etc, etc. Good thing is all the slabs, all the waste cuts goes into the firewood pile because it's red oak or maple or something, and it'll make good firewood. Please ignore the barking dogs. I try to. So, like I said, this is a salvage operation. What we got here is another red oak log, okay? And to give you guys some indication of what we're dealing with, it's got some dirt on it. And one of the issues that we have is some of this is damaged. You can see here we've got some insect damage. But to give you an idea of the size of this, that's 20 inches both directions. It's got some knots in it, so it's not a high grade log. We've got some high grade stuff. This end, this is the big end, so I've got it on the mill backwards. Basically it's 21 and a half by 22, and you can see some cracks and stuff, some defects. So if we took this to a sawmill, if they did buy it, it would be at a very reduced price, but there's still a lot of good usable material in these logs, and that's what we're trying to do, is get it out. Now I'm manually debarking this one. So if we look at this log here, now keep in mind, as I've stated before, I am by no means an expert at this, but I do have some experience doing it. So if you're trying to learn the sawmill, this may not be the best place, but then again, you may pick up something, okay? So that's kind of the point of it. And we will be doing other things rather than just playing with this sawmill all the time. We got to get back to picking some corn. We've picked about 180 bushels so far this week. So we've got other things to do. But we've got it loaded up on the sawmill here. We got it clamped down. And I'm gonna saw the framing for the hunting blind out of this log is what we're gonna do. It's about 9 feet long. I need some 8 feet stuff, so that's where we're gonna go with that. You can tell this log right there is it's not a very good log. Right there is the actual pith in this log. I just noticed that. Or yeah, it looks like right there is the pith. But anyhow, we got some dry cracking going on, stuff like that. These have not been treated, but the whole point of this is there is material in here that we can use that is a cost savings to our operation overall. So that's why we're trying to salvage it. And we'll start knocking some of this out. What we'll do is we've got it on there It should be on in a different way, but like I said, I'm not this is kind of a cull log, and we're going to not intentionally, but we're going to saw some cull material out of it that can be used to serve a purpose, and that's the whole point of this. So what we'll do, we'll slab a couple off here, and then we'll start cutting 2-inch thick 2x6s and 2x4s out of it. And once we get what we need out of that, we'll saw the rest of it into 1-inch stuff. Now I do have some high grade stuff that we will quarter saw. And this log here, even though, see this character in it, it'll probably have some beautiful grain in it once we open it up. And we'll saw it right. We'll align the pith. We'll get some quarter sawn boards out of everything, some ripped sawn boards. Of course, there are always a few flat sawn, but we will do that at some point. But today we are doing what farmers have done for centuries, is taking the logs off their property and using for the buildings and stuff on the farm. So hang on, here we go. Okay, we've got this log opened up, if you will. What I done, I took a waste cut, and then I took a 1-inch cut, because even though it's got bark and stuff on it, I can use that material for something. And then I took a 2-inch cut that I'll be able to saw maybe a 2x4 or 2x6 or whatever out of. Now like I said, this is for personal use. If I was sawing it for somebody or sawing it to sell, we'd take a little different approach here. But what we're doing with this, you can see there's a little bit of a hollow there. It's actually very pretty. I like it. It's got some character to it and stuff. So now what we'll do is we'll rotate this log. Now this is 22-inch, basically green red oak 9-foot log. It's got some serious weight to it. We'll use a PV or a can hook. This particular case is a PV, and we'll roll it. Now eventually we'll, you know, manual mill, you got to do all this manually, but eventually once we get this mill set up in its final location, we will address the turning of logs manually. But we can either roll it 90 degrees or 180. More than likely we'll go 90 with this, because the more I cut off of it, more weight I drop off of it, and we'll try to get as much done. My blade is getting a little dull, but I'm trying to get the bark off this log with that blade before I put a new one on. I've got a new one laying out there on the back of the truck, because if there's any dirt and stuff in this, well, right here you can see in this bark, it's rough on those blades. So that's why we'll try to use the old blade to open the log up, and then once we get all the bark sawed off it, we'll probably put a new one on it. As long as it's still cutting pretty good. Got a little bit of a wave in it. I thought I felt a wave. Maybe right there. Maybe a little bit of a wave right there in that knot. So it's about time to change it, but we'll take these clamps loose and see if we can roll that thing up there. If not, tractor's sitting right there. So let's give it a shot. Okay, we've got squared out to a square can here. What we've cut off the edge, we've got some, there's just some waste. It won't be wasted, it'll be sawed up for firewood, and we'll burn it. And then up there, some stuff I got to resaw that's got some bark on it and stuff. There's 1, 2, 3, 2 by 2 inch thick. So I'll be able to probably get 2, 3, 4, about 6 or 7 2x4s out of what's up there. So our final cant is 12 3/4 by 13 3/4. So we need some 2x6s and we need some 2x4s. I need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 2x6s. So and then about 15 2x4s. So what we'll do is decide how to cut this cant. You know, we'll either make it 6 inches, make a 6-inch cut here, or a 4-inch cut. You know, make a couple of them, and then we'll rotate it and then saw them together. We'll look at it and see which way's the best to do it. So we got 12 3/4 one way, so we could go down 6 inches, or yeah, we could go 2 inches, take a couple 2-inch slabs, get 4 2-inch, so that would be 2, another down to 4 inches would be 4, 6 inches would be 6, and 8 inches would be 8, and then that would leave us, we got to count for the kerf, so it'd be a little more. So if we took 8 off of that, 14, that would leave about 6 inches down there, and we could saw some 2x4s out of. So we'll work that out. It is getting late, it's almost dark, I have no lights or nothing down here, so we're going to leave this right where it's at. But just give you an idea of what I'm trying to do with this down timber. Now, once I get this little project solved, I'm probably going to take some of those oak logs down there and try to saw some good stuff to sell, because I really don't want to use oak that much for framing. There's some things I want to I'll use it for, but I'd like to have some hemlock, but I don't have none of that down. I'll either use poplar or pine probably, so white pine. But for this project, there's a couple things we're doing here. One is I'm familiarizing myself with that sawmill, and number 2, I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's been a while. It comes back to you, and like I said, it is awful pretty wood to be used for a hunt blind, but it'll be used, and that's the most important thing. So we will work this up and saw it up. We may get a video of it tomorrow. I gotta pick some corn, so I may take you along with that and see if we can get some corn picked. And until next time, if you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you want to follow along, see what else mischief and devious activities we get into, please do so. There is a lot more coming other than farming and sawmilling. Like I said, we will actually probably be doing some I call it tractor logging, but we'll be doing some logging and various other assorted activities. So stay tuned. We'll talk to you guys later.